Welcome. So we've arrived here from wherever we were before, and whatever was happening before might have been really busy or chaotic or had a lot of things going on, or maybe we had a lot of decisions to make, or we had to do a lot. And I'm going to invite you to just settle and take off the doing hat and put on the being hat. And just be right here, right now. And assess a little bit, okay, am I feeling really agitated? Am I feeling calm? Am I somewhere in the middle? And it is not with a look to change how you are being, just to identify and to become really curious and a bit introspective about what is going on. So there is a word, gom, which is a Tibetan word for noticing or getting familiar with or understanding. Is a couple different ways that it is translated. And we're just going to use this word gom to identify our current experience. And sometimes if our current experience feels a little bit agitated or we feel a little bit anxious, that experience gets tight and it gets contracted and it gets closed off. And if that's true for you in any way in your mind and your body, let's find a little bit of equilibrium. So a deliberate relaxation, deliberate opening, a deliberate loosening or letting go a little bit. And even if that's 1%, 1% is wonderful. That's on the path. That's on the way. We cannot expect a perfect equilibrium and finding ourselves exactly where we want to be instantly. This is an ongoing process, and we must be patient. And then I'll invite you to, as we settle, to find the breath. And to use gom, this curiosity, this noticing, to identify where can you feel the breath. And we'll see if we can stick with the breath just for 3 breaths. Really noticing the inhale and the exhale. And really noticing the next inhale and the next exhale. And really staying with that 3rd inhale and that 3rd exhale. And that is a lot of mental focus and concentration. So let it go now. Take a little break. Readjust if you need to. If there's a thought that came into your mind, you can thank it for showing up and let it go on its way. And now that we're a little more settled, we can set an intention if we like. So if you have something you're interested in bringing more of into your life, or something that you want to expand in you or in your sphere, go ahead and send that out to the universe. And it might just be, I am paying attention. That's going to be my intention for today. If you like it, you can adopt it. If there's something else, you can set any intention you like. We like to set these in present tense as if they have already happened. I am paying attention. I am calm. I am in the present moment, whatever it is. Take a deep breath in. Let it all out. If you'd like to practice with your eyes closed, now's a great time to close them if they're not already. And if that doesn't work for you, no worries. Just lower your gaze. Make your eyes go a little fuzzy so that you can focus on the sensations, so that you can focus on the breath. And we'll come back to this very intense, very short period of attention. 3 breaths, this time really paying attention to the inhales. Really getting curious about what happens in the body on the inhale. And letting the exhale just do what it will do. And paying really close attention to the inhale. Inhales often are energizing, uplifting, and just let the exhale do whatever it'll do. And one more, get really curious, where in the body is this inhale? How does it manifest? What does it feel like? And then let it go and relax the attention. And again, if you need to rest or open or stretch or mindfully shift or move, you can do that. And then we'll come back to the breath. And this time, again, a round of 3 breaths, really focusing, really paying attention, really identifying, what do I feel? How do I feel it? Where is it in my body? Paying attention to the exhales. And exhales are often softening, calming, relaxing. And so let the inhale come in as it naturally wants to. And pay really close attention to what happens to the body as you exhale. Letting the inhale come in. And really focusing, where does the exhale begin? Where does the exhale end? And one more. Really thinking about that exhale. And then once again, kind of relaxing the attention a little bit. Breathing into any areas of the body that have become constricted. So again, maybe the shoulders, maybe the jaw, maybe the hands. And I'll invite you to join me in some ladder breathing. So we'll extend the inhale and extend the exhale by 1 second until we get to 10. But if for whatever reason that is too much in your body, don't feel like you need to impress yourself or anyone. You can always shorten the length of your inhale or exhale to meet the needs of your body. So we'll start with just a count of 2, in for 2, and out for 2, and then in for 3, and out for 3, and in for 4, so on and so forth, going with your own count, your own breath up to 10, and then back down to 2. Once you get to 10, come back to 9, back to 8, and I'll call you back in a couple minutes. And then take your time. Wherever you are, it's totally fine whether you've made it back down or still somewhere in the middle. Just let the breathing return to normal. Let it breathe you. Let your body come back to whatever feels like equilibrium. Notice if there's anywhere that feels tight, that feels like there's a physical manifestation of stress. And breathe gently into that area. See if you can loosen or expand even by a tiny amount. Allow yourself to become softer. Allow yourself to just be, to not have too many expectations of yourself, to not think in terms of black and white, oh, I'm doing a good job or I'm doing a bad job, and simply come back to this idea of GOM, of awareness, of curiosity, of noticing what's happening right now. Bring the attention to the belly and just watch the belly as you breathe. You don't have to change the breath. You don't have to do anything special. Just watch the belly rise on the inhale and sink on the exhale. And it might be very slight. It might be a very small movement. That's fine. If that's really hard to pinpoint, you can always put the hands on the belly and feel for that tiny little rise and fall. Rise and fall. And then relax for a moment and let the attention wander intentionally. And then come back for 3 rounds of breath, watching the belly rise and fall and rise and fall and rise and fall. And then again, let the attention wander. Adjust if you need to. And then we'll try something that many people find challenging. We have great aversion to pain or altered sensations or places where we feel the physical manifestation of stress. So find a spot in your body that doesn't feel 100%. Maybe it's hot or tingly, or there's an ache or pain. And often our immediate thought is aversion. Push it away. I don't want it. I want to feel better, which of course is natural. But what if we bring GOM into that and say, oh, where is this? Where specifically in my body is this feeling of discomfort? What are the qualities of this discomfort? Can I breathe into this discomfort, not pushing it away, but simply allowing it to melt, even 1%? And can I welcome this discomfort as part of my human experience, part of this body that I live in, and say, I accept you, even if it is difficult. I accept you, even if I, in my heart of hearts, don't desire to feel like this. And that is very, very difficult work. So even if you're not quite there, it's okay. We can simply breathe into the area that feels an altered sensation or discomfort or pain, and simply say, I am allowing, I'm sitting with it, I am allowing. And we'll sit with it for 3 breaths. Really focusing, having some clarity, identifying, but not judging. And then we'll let the attention move elsewhere. And maybe we take a cleansing breath if that feels necessary, in through the nose, and let it all go out the mouth. We've spent a lot of time with the body today. We'll end with a bit of understanding what's going on around us. So turn your ears on and see what you can hear. Maybe my voice. Maybe there's something happening outside, something happening in another room. Maybe it's something with your own body that you can hear the sound of your breath or the sound of you swallowing. Maybe it's very quiet. That's okay too. What is the sound of silence, the sound of calm? And we'll just go from sound to sound. Or from sound to no sound. We don't have to anticipate. Maybe there will be a sound and maybe there won't be, and that's okay. We don't have to expect to hear anything. And just like the sensations in the body, we have some sounds that we enjoy, that we crave, maybe some bird song or some music, but try to come at them with equanimity the same way if you hear a sound that you are adverse to. Yesterday there was some worker men outside doing some work and it was beeping and I don't know, lots of machine noises, and it was quite distracting to me, and I found myself really frustrated. And that's natural, and that's normal, and that's fine. But can we say, oh, this is like everything, temporary? What is the source of this grating sound? Is it close or far? Does it change or is it absolutely consistent? And bringing this idea of Gam, this idea of familiarity, noticing, really getting curious, can help make even sounds, even situations, even feelings in the body that we are immediately adverse to a tiny bit more tolerable because we are understanding them a little bit better. And understanding allows us to be a little more compassionate, whether self-compassionate or compassionate for all of the things going on in this big old world we inhabit. So take a moment to gently bring some movement back into the body, especially if you've been sitting very still. Maybe bring the hands together or you press the feet into the floor. Maybe you roll the neck really slowly and gently. Or you shrug the shoulders. Again, gently, gently, gently. And then when you're ready, there is absolutely no rush. Take as long as you need. If your eyes are closed, you can open your eyes. Thank you for practicing with me today.